Welcome to the Manhood Neat Podcast. Welcome back to the bunker. It is only three of us again. I do apologize. We've got Dillon.
Yo.
We've got Ben Lewis.
Yo.
And I'm here as well. Gentlemen, welcome back. I'm glad to have you guys here. Rob I hope everything is going good. You come back safely and we get to see you soon. Benson,
I want to see his bank account when he's done with this objective.
Yeah, it's his own deal. You know?
Listen.
And Benson, I hope that you're not having any fires or nothing, but we look forward to when you can venture back as well. All right, guys.
Miss you guys.
Yeah, we do miss them.
We do miss you guys.
So, Dillon, so H.R. 1808 has passed the House and is now going to the Senate, which is the new weapon.
It'll never pass.
It won't, but
It'll never pass.
that's not the question.
Checks and balances.
Stop putting the microphone into your face.
Sorry.
All right, so, but if it were to pass, and you knew
American Revolution, Civil War.
Stop! Just let me finish my question.
Sorry, it won't happen.
Let him get it out.
All right, and you knew you only had 1 week left to go out and buy a weapon that's about to be banned. What would that one weapon be?
It would be another AR-15, but I take that back. M4 with the 3-round burst. I'll give my wife the single fire because I don't know.
You can't buy that.
I'll figure out a way.
You can buy. Can't you just buy that?
Why are you not just? You're breaking the question. It has to be a legitimate. No. Here's
All right,
the thing,
another
though.
Diamondback
I just bought 4
DB15,
of those
and
at a
I'll
gun
buy
show.
42 30-round mags to go with it.
Okay. Do you realize that? Well, so your Glock 19s are going to be banned because they carry more than 10 rounds. 17s, my SIGs.
My whole thing is things will get violent, and as you know, former military, our objective is not to be accurate. It's to throw as many bullets down range.
So that's
combat accurate.
So what you would say is you'd go out and buy weapons.
I would buy ammo. I would buy the most popular made ammo right now, which I would say is probably 9mm and 5.56 223.
Probably, yep.
So I would buy hordes of that, and then I would maybe deploy 1 or 2 more weapons into my arsenal, so that way my wife could help protect my kids with me.
What about body armor?
We're not thinking defensively, Aaron.
So you can buy body armor, but all it takes is one autistic guy to shoot 8 rounds out of 10 right into the side of you from 40 yards out with precise accuracy.
Well done.
to end all this.
It's called the dick and drill.
All right. Lewis, what about you? What firearm?
I mean, okay, hold on. During our American Revolution, did they have body armor?
Yes.
Did they?
Yeah. Have you not seen Back to the Future Part 3?
No. They had home field advantage. That's what they had.
Man.
They had more guns and blades of grass.
They had iron will.
Iron Will.
That's what they had.
Mel Gibson did not have body armor when he took on the entire British army.
First rule in a gunfight, don't get shot. Well, have a gun and then don't get shot.
Yeah. But Lewis, is there a certain weapon that may be getting banned that you still would like to get quickly?
I kind of agree with Dillon. I think I'd invest in more ammo, but if I were to buy one gun, it would be 5 Daniel Defense AR-15s.
5?
5, yeah.
You must have a better paycheck than I do, my friend.
I would buy one
do you
more.
think I care?
Yes.
You think so?
Yeah, because you still have to afford it.
The barter system's coming, man. Money's out the window.
The cash in my bank ain't going to be worth nothing.
That's true. I take a loan out because it'd be worth a lot more.
It would be,
Bullets is going to be my new currency.
So do you have, so why do you say Daniel Defense, though?
I don't know. I mean, that's the Gucci brand. I'd probably be better off buying something that's just more...
Get a Remington Bushmaster.
Mil spec and...
They don't exist anymore.
I know they don't, but it was great. It was a great gun.
So, am I going to just burn out the barrel of even a Daniel Defense if I go out and shoot thousands of rounds in a firefight? So, what's the big difference between the military arms and the crap that I can buy?
Nothing.
Oh, no, there is.
Private. I'd say private's almost better.
Oh, so a true battle rifle. Well, I mean, obviously, 3-round burst, but
yeah, but that's all trigger, not the upper. The upper, there's almost no difference in the upper.
But most commercial barrels cannot handle battle conditions.
10,000 rounds going through it.
Yeah. Well, and it's more the
constant.
Yeah.
Frequency.
The heat.
Yeah. And so, but you can. I mean, if you want to spend money on some higher end SIGs or Daniel Defense, you can get a battle barrel basically.
But I would argue that's why we have multiple men carrying around M4s is because we're not putting a high frequency through those barrels to begin with. If several guys are shooting at one target,
yeah,
versus one guy shooting several targets,
So I guess my thing would be if I knew, because of what I think a weapons ban could lead to as far as issues, I would probably go, I don't know if it would be a whole Daniel Defense rifle, but I'd probably build myself a very lightweight AR.
So a Daniel Defense upper?
Like a
and
10 and a half
different
No,
lower?
probably a Daniel Defense barrel. Like their pencil barrel is really light, but still fairly accurate. I'd probably want to, I would build and then.
Like a Rock River lower, maybe?
So for me, I'm probably going to go stag because I'm left-handed.
Stag? Okay.
I'm left-handed.
Yeah, you're so weird. That's,
Yeah. But other than that, you know,
What a weirdo.
I'd piece it together, and my main focus, like I'm probably no optic. I'm probably just going to run
iron sights?
iron sights,
Because it's all going to be close range.
and I want it light. I'm all about just keeping that thing light. If I got to lug it around in the woods or the grass or the cornfield, like I want it light.
Yeah, essentially my shotgun's useless at this point. If
I like
we're
iron
talking
sights
about,
too. You got to have those.
Have what?
Yeah, you have to have iron sights.
Yeah.
I don't know, the new scope I got is pretty light. Like
I got a
that
whole
rifle doesn't feel
I got
very
a green
heavy.
dot though that makes acquisition very fast. Like,
So my only thing with optics is like, I wish somebody would make a red dot 1 power that also has the etching. So if I do lose,
So kind of like my 6 power, but just a 1 power.
just a true 1 power.
Yeah.
So I have the etching. So I have the red dot or the green dot, blue dot, whatever. But if I were to lose battery, I still have an etched spot for zeroed. You know, for
yeah.
otherwise that would eliminate half of they have backup flip up iron sights.
Yeah, I just think my biggest concern right now would be, can I have enough ammo to support an actual firefight?
You only have to have enough ammo to get through one firefight and then collect ammo.
Yep.
So I try to say probably have at least 10 mags fully loaded all any given time.
Oh yeah, and to me it just makes sense. Buy the least amount of variables as possible. So get that one caliber you really really like.
That's why I'm 9mm and 5.56 all day.
Yeah,
Me too.
exactly. I mean, they're the most versatile.
I mean, I've got some 45s, but that's for fun.
It's for fun.
Yeah.
It's for fun. I ain't gonna go buy no 50 caliber Lapua. Good luck finding that stuff on the shelves. Or
Yeah,
I can go find thousands of 5.56 rounds or 223 rounds.
Yeah.
And I think that this is probably overthinking it, but like I think obviously there's going to be a ton of Glocks around because every police station in the world is using Glocks. I think there's going to be plenty of mags, plenty of guns, plenty of parts. I don't know. I like Glocks. I don't know why.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of HKs as well.
I don't know.
SIGs, yeah.
M&Ps.
You mentioned
Taurus.
acquiring weapons after
Taurus
the
is
fight.
very popular.
That's true too. So you should understand how to use every platform.
Every battery arms.
I mean, you might defend yourself with their gun. Who knows?
True.
Or a SCAR. Just have a SCAR out there.
Yeah. Not that I think that's going to happen.
Chicks dig scars.
Chicks dig scars. Yeah. But no. But yeah, it's just
I know it's scar you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
they're still so expensive.
They are.
It's ridiculous.
They're at Shields
Yeah, for a price.
for like $2,400.
What do you think of some of those weird bullpup designs, like
I mean,
Oh, let me ask you this.
a Steyr AUG?
like the old A3s, A4s.
Let me ask you this: 9mm pistol or 9mm carbine
For what?
Both.
for defense?
That they should take.
Oh, no.
They should take the same mags.
No, I want a 5.56. I want a rifle with a rifle round, and I want a pistol with a pistol round.
Okay, but if
Now,
we're collecting those two different rounds,
yeah. I mean,
back up 9mm carbine
Yeah, why not? I mean,
because it's got a shoulder.
I get the shock
stock.
value of a 5.56, hitting somebody in the chest. What about like
The problem is that there's
4
no body
9mm
cavitation.
rounds doing this, in,
So my question is though,
at the same time?
So why? Where are you using this carbine at?
I think it'd be great.
Very close
home
quarters.
gun.
If someone breaks into my bunker,
MP5 kind
So the
of.
5.56 is not good within 20 yards.
Oh, for sure.
the cavitation on the soft tissues is not as good as a 9mm would be.
Okay, so switch to sidearm.
Okay.
Are you going to carry 2 rifles?
No.
That's what I'm saying. Is so, like, don't get me wrong. Like,
No, I get you.
9mm carbine ARs are a blast to shoot. They're
Yeah,
fun.
they're fun.
But I could take a M4 style platform rifle and I can stretch it out to 250 yards. Probably 200 yards. And then bring it all the way into 50 yards, to 30 yards, let's say even 20 yards. If they get inside that, I'll switch to a sidearm.
I just know that in my personal, like a handgun versus a rifle style weapon, I'm going to be far more accurate with the rifle style
Well,
weapon.
everybody's going to be.
Oh yeah.
Obviously. But I'm saying even at that close quarters, that 9mm carbine is going to feel more comfortable and more natural for me. I feel like I'd almost.
But then
pick
you're
it.
carrying 2 rifles.
Might be a great gun for. Might be a great
But it's
gun
such
for
a
your wife.
small rifle.
You're carrying 2 though.
If we're
Have you walked around for days holding a freaking rifle?
Yes.
Yeah, you don't want to carry 2, and then 2 types of
Great
ammo.
armrest.
And then 2 types of ammo.
if you're sharing these, survival duties with a spouse or a son or whatever, or a daughter, maybe the 9mm.
My son's not quite old enough yet. He's only got his fifth tooth just came in.
Yeah, he'll be ready next year or so.
In a year or two. He's part Hispanic. They grow pretty quick. They grow up really quick. So.
That's a long tangent, guys.
It wasn't a tangent. That was the first topic of the day.
No,
it was a good topic.
You asked a good HR 1808. I get it.
It's trash.
You? Did
Well,
you answer this question yet?
Yeah, I did. I said I would build an ultra lightweight AR.
That's right.
So
You should buy a tank, maybe.
M1 Abrams?
APC.
Could live in it.
APC?
I could
Defend yourself with it.
What?
I can bring my friends.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to fit an M1 Abrams. I mean, there was 3 of us trying to get into it, and I'm 6'4", everybody, if you don't know. It's tight fitting.
What are you,
there.
6'4", 240, 1% body fat?
I wish. I'm not Chris Kyle. No. I'm 6'4", 275, and
2% body fat.
no. So I found out if you got
not bad.
5 inches of fat on you, you're not fat anymore. You're bullet resistant.
Oh.
Yeah. So I am 6'4", 275, and bullet resistant.
Bullet resistant. Not bulletproof.
Not bulletproof because it
Resistant.
can still penetrate my skin.
Though I will put this out. I do highly recommend body armor, guys. I do.
Okay, but cracks after 3 shots or what?
No, so I've got level 3 Kevlar,
Okay.
which I also use as a trauma pad, and then I've got just a plate carrier with AR plates.
Yeah, so I was thinking plate carrier all the way, but that's heavy and it bogs you down. Level 3 Kevlar,
Yeah.
how heavy is that?
15
pounds?
pounds.
I want to stay light and quick, like I want a suit like John Wick had in the third one.
That's not real.
That's not, yeah. What? Adamantium? Because that's what that thing had to be made out of.
All right, hey
There's no
guys,
way.
before we get any farther down this
Quite
rabbit
painful.
hole, I think we should probably crack that bottle.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
Ben,
So-
you could do the honors.
Ben, what
Yeah.
do we have tonight?
Tonight we have a Coopers Craft Barrell Reserve. It's a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, 100 proof, and it's a brown format product, which produces some of our faves, right?
Yes. What do they make?
They make the Old Foresters, they make the Jack Daniels, they make the Woodfords.
Jacques Daniel.
I mean, and this is probably the bottom of the barrel one. I mean, really for their product, right? But
Jack
All
Daniels.
right.
this one, I don't know what else to tell you about it.
What does it say?
Doesn't give an aging on it.
It's got a classic looking bottle.
What's the proof?
100 proof.
Okay.
That's 50% for all the Iowans.
Very, very simple looking bottle, very simple looking design, very dark.
It does say chiseled and charred.
Ooh.
It's very
Which,
dark.
the guy told me what that meant. There's extra cuts put in the staves of the of the barrels so that there's more surface area for that bourbon to sink into. Which is so I would imagine this one's going to have a oaky spice to it. We'll see.
Do they make a bourbon where they just like take the pulp from the barrels and then squeeze it out and then put it into?
Like Devil's Cut?
Yeah.
Really?
Devil's Cut Jim Beam does.
That's
that.
it?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure somebody else does, but that's something I can think of.
Here we go.
Ooh,
All right.
that's pretty good.
Nice.
It's a weak pour, but it's whatever.
All right.
That's pretty strong. You want one?
No, I'm good. I mean, yes, I need a pour. My first pour.
Yeah. All right. So this bottle is brought to us by
I don't want to give away all our
terrible podcasts. Some podcasts, the people are just terrible. This is one of them. But thanks for listening. If you'd like to join us in the conversation, you can email us at manhood.neat@gmail.com or at info@manhoodneat.com. You can like us on the Instagrams or on the Twitters or follow us on those things. You can rate and review on the Apple Podcasts. Listen, share with your friends. Hey guys, just so you know, if you look at this past week on both Instagram and Twitter, I threw out some pictures of a t-shirt design that we got rocking. And we are going to throw that up about a 30-day deal with underground printing. And so what you can do is take a look at it. If you want to order one, sweet. And if we get enough orders in, then it will ship. I think we've got to get a minimum number of shirts to make it all happen. So, yeah, take a look at it. Let us know what you think, and we'll move forward on that. So, thank you. And now we can move into the review.
I like the shirts, by the way. We have a few here, and they're nice and soft, and they're not backhanded in any way or anything like that either, which I think is cool.
What do you mean by backhanded?
You'll see when you see the picture.
Oh. I thought you meant like texture. I was like, what does that mean?
Yeah. But so on the nose of this,
Tons of caramel. Tons of
I'm
caramel.
getting vanilla caramel.
A lot more baking spices in this than previous episodes. Like I said, it's also a very dark bourbon.
Oh, yeah.
It's all right at coating the glass. Not great, not terrible.
I think it's
smoky a little bit on the back cell.
right.
I went to go smell the glass and I accidentally poured it down my nostril. So,
That's
just
hurt.
being honest there, boys. It's very corn forward if you put it directly into your nostrils.
Ouch.
I
can
just
smell
saved
that
myself
wood.
from getting monkeypox.
I can smell that wood a lot.
Is that how you get it?
I don't know. Not from bourbon. Come
I
on.
get some fruit.
Some cherry?
Yeah, like a
Does this kind of remind you of a, what was that one that we had? Basil Hayden?
Oh, no. It's not that fruity. It's more like dark.
Because Basil Hayden was borderline sangria.
Sounds like citrusy.
This is smoky. A little smokier.
This is like chocolate covered cherry.
Okay, so Queen Anne's?
Twin Bing.
Twin Bing, all right.
Yep.
a little banana.
For you young folks out there, it's a very good candy they don't make a whole lot of anymore.
All right, I'm gonna move into the taste.
Attaboy.
Oh yeah, it's bananas, cream.
I don't taste the bananas, but to be fair, I did drink Howler Head this last week, and that's all I could taste is bananas. So,
Shout
this
out to
isn't-
Dana White.
Yeah, shout out to Dana White.
Yeah, no,
Not actually not a bad bourbon for 80 proof.
I'm getting banana cream, brown sugar.
Brown sugar, cinnamon.
Cinnamon. The smoke is there early.
It lingers. Definitely lingers. Oh,
I get
sorry.
a char at the end, and honestly, so when the char hits,
It's good.
I get some like citrus in that char though, like a little orange zing, to
Like a
the-
tartness to it.
yeah.
Yeah, the finish is great because it seems to coat your mouth and hang around a long
does
time.
coat.
And then
It doesn't look oily in the glass, but it does feel oily on the palate.
that smoke or that wood comes in at the end.
Yeah, you can definitely taste that barrel versus the last episodes.
Yeah, I get a lot of actually, honestly, like the longer I let that finish sit, I get more and more orange zest. It's good. I like it. It's not a super long finish. It's probably medium length finish.
But it lingers.
Yeah, it lingers okay, like medium length.
It's like the obnoxious friend that gives you that Midwestern goodbye.
but yeah,
It's you talked about last week. This one's much more complex.
oh yeah,
Way more.
There's a ton going on here, and I'm not putting that one down at all. But
No. Last week's didn't give me heartburn. This one gives me heartburn, but that's
Is that
not
your
because
measure?
of it. There's way more.
Hey, that's pretty good.
All right, well we got first score on this, Dillon.
I like the complexity of it. I know we're not supposed to compare bourbons, but my taste buds just weren't thrilled by the last week one. It was an enjoyable drink to socialize with. This is more of that let me get the flavor out of it kind. So I'm going to say a 68.
Oh, all right,
delightful.
all right, Lewis.
I really like this one. It's solid on the palate and complex and coating, and then it hangs around with some good smoky spice at the end. I'm gonna go slightly higher and give this one a 70.
Aaron's going like a 55.
No, I enjoy this quite a bit, and it's funny is like, the front stays just constant with me, but the finish, I get I get a lot of orange. I get a lot, and I'm starting to pick up a little pepper on it too.
Are you saying you're drinking a shock top right now, or what?
Yeah. So I'm gonna go.
Match me one time. Match me.
I don't even remember what your score was.
I'm not gonna say it.
I'm gonna say 69.
Oh, I'm the lowest rated on this one.
Indeed.
68, 69, 70.
70.
Nice.
How do we plan that? Man, that couldn't have worked out better.
Yeah,
It's a very enjoyable drink.
it is.
It's a very slow burn. It almost has that smoldery kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
It's not so high proof that you have to cough and your way through it and go whoa. No, this is a good bourbon.
It's good bourbon. Yep.
And this was not an expensive bourbon either.
This is an economic bourbon.
Not yet.
No.
So
it's
this
going
is
to get more expensive.
So are you saying this is like an inflation happy bourbon?
As of today.
I mean, $29 for something that's
Is it a pure
more than
fifth?
It's a 750.
It is a 750.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Because they've been sneaking those 700s.
That's just Jack
Yeah,
Daniels.
that's true.
Makers did it too.
That's right. They did. Yeah,
Makers did it too.
I like this one.
I do too. It's good.
This would make a heck of a slush.
Coopers Craft.
This might replace Wild Turkey 101 for a fridge bourbon for me.
For what?
Fridge bourbon.
Because my wife throws them in the fridge. I put them in the corner of the counter and I say don't touch them, and then they end up in the fridge.
Yep, that's good stuff. It's good stuff.
I like it a lot.
Where's Cooper's from?
Louisville, Kentucky.
Is it from Louisville?
It's a Brown Forman product, and I just reading here. It's a, I think it's kind of an ode to the Old Forester cooperage.
Okay.
And I was reading about it, I guess, a little bit, and I read that these guys put out like 1,500 new charred oak barrels a day. That's a lot of bourbon.
Holy cow.
That's a lot of bourbon barrels.
It is.
That's one cooperage.
Don't tell climate change people about that, because that's a lot of trees.
But there's some people, making great things out of those barrels when they're done too. Like,
Yeah, they're recycled nicely.
Like
Yeah.
a really good urinal.
No, they make cool furniture. They make cool.
I've seen an extremely cool stand-up urinal made out of old charred oak barrel before. My buddy has
as opposed to the sit-down urinals.
Yes,
I always like to just sit down and relax when I go.
but the barrels are big enough to where you can sit
That's
down.
how you get
in them.
monkeypox.
Yep.
All right. Speaking of monkeypox, have you guys noticed that the world's getting dumber?
Oh yeah.
Are we watching a Mike Judge film?
I don't.
Idiocracy.
Oh yeah. No, I'm talking. Yeah, this actually Idiocracy is probably tame compared to what we're actually facing today.
Right.
Well, we're in the starting phases.
You know, have that too.
We're in the starting phases of Idiocracy.
I mean, think about it though. Like
We're watering our crops with pop and soda.
Bronwyn, it's got electrolytes. It's what the body craves. But I mean, think about it. Like, so let's just go over how dumb we're literally. So we're arguing over what a person, like what a man is, what a woman is.
Yeah, we're arguing. We have documentaries asking, what is a woman?
What is a woman? And having legit hour conversations about it.
With Harvard professors and pediatric doctors that have been tenured and
People
have
on our
been-
Supreme Court can't define a woman.
Hey. All right, what do you guys define a woman as?
I'm blushing right now. I can't even say it.
What is a
Y
woman?
chromosome.
Oh. What?
The opposite of a Y chromosome, like
X
the one
chromosome?
without a Y, with the one without a Y chromosome,
Okay.
an adult female.
Yeah. So we have this discussion.
Bill Nye, the science
We're also
guy.
having we're having like
Bill Nye says it's on a spectrum.
Bill Nye. I used to watch that show. Bill
Nye.
the science guy. Yeah. All right. What an idiot.
Mythbusters was better.
Yeah. So, but we have that. We also have weird diseases coming about. Some man-made,
But
COVID. Some not man-made, but man-transmitted, monkeypox. We've got
But
do we know that it's not man-made though?
yeah, because it's been around for a long time.
Okay, But
Monkeypox has been.
there was maybe call me tinfoil hatter. I did see a news article about a CDC truck full of monkeys that they claimed was cats that got on the loose here in the United
Maybe they
States.
identified as cats.
Well, I'm not saying it's not man released. I'm just saying that it's not. We didn't genetically engineer it
Okay, fair enough.
because monkeypox has been
COVID, we didn't. Well, we
Yes,
didn't
we did.
genetically engineer COVID.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, no, that's 100% fact.
Yeah.
I thought it was the cloaca of a turkey with the pangolin that created COVID.
No, it was a bat in a wet market with a fish.
Originally.
Sure.
Originally. Then it was a pangolin. I
don't know what a pangolin is.
It's like a really fancy looking armadillo.
Fancy penguin.
Fancy pangolin.
No, they're really, really cool looking. They look like
Are they
dragon
delicious?
scaly. Ask people in Wuhan.
Ah, okay. Wet markets.
Yeah.
Why is it even called a wet market?
Because it's raw. It's right. They butcher it right there on the spot, and they steam a lot of their stuff versus like actually cooking it with fire.
Not supposed to boil stuff
Great.
in mama's milk. So
Isn't that where HIV came from? Was boiling chimps?
that's where what came from?
HIV.
No, it came from chimps, not boiling them.
But I thought it was people have a tolerance for it in Africa because they eat the boiled chimp meat versus.
I have no idea.
I mean, I don't know, but this was stuff that I used to watch videos of back in grade school.
I watched a movie about a monkey back in grade school. It's called Outbreak with the race.
Yes.
Great movie.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, what I want to get at is, so we're really, this is going to be,
We're off.
just so you guys know, this is a very off the rails episode. So if
But
you're looking,
wouldn't this prove evolution that monkeys and humans aren't actually related? I mean, if we're getting diseases from monkeys, shouldn't we be able to fight them off?
no,
Why not?
dude, I have no idea.
I don't know either.
All right. So what I want to look at is was how history repeats rhymes. Right? Rhymes. And so looking at the state of our world or of our society and all the stupidity that goes onto it, sin is very much a disease that rots men's minds, right? And so we are dumber and dumber as we move forward. While we're having dumb discussions, we're allowing very evil, dark things to consume our culture. I mean, we've got children that are being groomed, and we're okay with it. We've got the removal.
OnlyFans.
What's that?
We've got OnlyFans.
We've got OnlyFans. We've had the removal of men being like masculine and, as God has called them to do, to be leaders and defenders. That's been removed, and we see this throughout history. And it's to me, it's very much a sign of God's judgment, right? Like when God judges a people, this is what we see. He turns them over to their own debased, depraved selves.
Yeah.
But why should this bring me a little bit of excitement?
Because redemption's around the corner.
Right. After
Yeah,
every time we see this, there's revival, right? And so whether this is the last cycle and like this is the last birth pain and Christ comes back, I don't know. Or it's another 10,000 years down the road. I don't know. But I do know that as a cycle runs through, there's revival, right? The remnant pulls together and there's revival. So this should bring us all some encouragement, some hope, some peace, and some excitement. Why is it that, like we're always just worried or looking to politics to fix it or politicians to fix it?
I don't know if it's fair to say that. I mean, okay, in the general aggregate, yes, we are looking at politicians to fix it because I would believe since the amazing year of 16 was that when politics got flipped upside down on its head, people have been striving for someone to point a finger at, and the easiest way to point a finger is at your political enemy, because there is a left and a right. No one really tries to think about it through a level head of a centrist look. They're like, well, it's got to be the left's fault or it's got to be the right's fault. There's a reason why things are going to crap. I mean, I do it all the time. I look back at from 2016 to 2020, and I'm like, times were pretty good. A lot of people would have said times were pretty bad, but I was like, my bank account would have said otherwise. And I think it's pretty easy to point the blame at something that's, A, not yourself, because it's technically a higher power than you, but ultimately we do need to look in the mirror and say, are we raising kids and are we raising younger generations and other people into realizing that we are responsible for ourselves? And I think media, social media, and all other kinds of EDIAs have done a pretty good job of letting us pass the buck on to someone else and give someone else that grander authority that's earthly. And we have no business giving an earthly being grander authority over us.
True. Great points. I feel super guilty of this all the time. I'm angry all the time about what's going on in the world, and it's because I'm trying to find someone to blame. And of course, it's easy for me to set the bar nice and low for me and high for everybody else, right? But when I'm mad, when I'm angry, I need to just get slapped and come back to realizing that, like, I'm not even if I'm looking at anything on this earth for answers, it's not here. I need to be looking to God only. I mean, I need to ask Him for guidance. I need to trust, knowing that He's going to give me that perspective and that rock that I can stand on, knowing that He's still in charge and He's coming back, and I'm going to be on the good side of that. And and that perspective will let you get through a lot of garbage here on earth. If you're out there, if you're listening to this and you don't know who God is, I don't know how you're.
I don't know how you're this far into our podcast.
I don't know how you're getting through this world, but I mean, I pray that you know who God is and that He sent His Son to save you, so that He could have a relationship with you and you could live with Him forever. The podcasts in heaven are going to be lit, right? Way better than this crap.
Yeah.
Whoa. Don't put smut on the bunker.
Sorry, man.
No. Trash is trash, man.
Bunkers are designed to withstand.
True.
No, it's just it is true though. Like, I mean, we're just watching this collapse,
but we can actually see it.
Well, and we know that there's victory in the end. So who cares?
Yeah.
Well, who cares, and be diligent to make sure that things are the least uncomfortable. Are two different things. I mean, if we always say who cares, that's where we get into that kind of religious teaching of all my sins are forgiven no matter what I do.
Right.
So we shouldn't say who cares.
Yeah. So what I'm saying though is, like, I've gotten to the point where, so I look at, let's take 2016 and 2020, like you brought it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
God used sinful, flawed people.
Very sinful and flawed, by the way.
Right? To change things. I mean, like, Roe being overturned.
That happened in 2022.
Right, but it's because of what happened in 16 and 20.
Yes.
That glory goes to God.
Amen.
It goes to God. Because, like, so you had Trump appointing certain people, right?
Oh, yeah.
But who ultimately caused, like, who's the ultimate, like, person?
The swayer of hearts?
No, like, if Ruth Bader Ginsburg had not held out during the Obama years, she would not have still been there to die during the Trump years to give us a seat, right? And so, like, there's all these things that came to play that's obviously got orchestrated and stuff. And
for sure.
Well, see, she was living off of mankind's pride and logic of, this is my dynasty. I'm going to go down with that. I mean, Roe v. Wade was her baby.
No, she actually called Roe bad precedent to start with. She was pro-abortion, but she was anti-Roe because she said that it's too flimsy and it can fall, which it did.
Well, I mean, when you're in a republic, you can't give the federal government total authority over anything.
No.
But what I'm saying though is so we move forward and we watch what's happening now, 2022, and, like, honestly, like, I saw a lot of people elevating Trump to the savior.
Oh yeah.
Right?
They gave him that God King kind of vibe.
And so God's like, no, I will not be mocked. That's my boom. He's done.
What if we threw a lowercase g into that? God King Trump.
No.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not being dead serious at all.
No. Like, to me, like, I still see a allegiance to him that is beyond.
Oh yeah.
Like, and so the issue to me, and this is a tangent alert, but
the hero worship tangent alert.
It's not even hero worship. It is this idea that that I have no response. All I have to do is vote, and it's up to people to invoke change. And where I think God said, no.
That's where democracy and republic are different.
Let's get outside of that. Let's just look at, as Christians, our responsibility in the culture is that we will have influence.
Absolutely.
And what we've done, and we've carried this mentality from not only political, but to the church, where we say, no, I pay my tithe. We pay the pastor. He needs to go out and be the church to the lost,
which is ridiculous.
And this, and so, for instance,
one guy can't do all that work? So.
No. So if your mentality is, I need to get my friends to church so they can hear the gospel, your church is operating incorrectly. What I mean by that is your church should be equipping you to go to your neighbor
and spread the gospel.
Because we are the church.
And once they hear the gospel, they should want to come to church.
See, this reminds me, there's when it comes to the dream interpretations, Daniel, everything you're saying, it just reminds me of that completely, where we talk about the kingdoms that are built out of gold, silver, steel, then clay and iron. But there's the one rock that builds greater than all, that towers over everything and crumbles every other kingdom. We studied that hard in Bible study. It sticks in my head more than just about any other story, but I think it rings more true than any other story. Exactly what you said. It takes a community to build that shadowy rock that comes in out of nowhere. Yeah. If we all idolize the golden kingdom or the silver kingdom or the copper kingdom or whatever it is, the tin and clay, everything's going to collapse. Everything's going to crumble.
Right.
But we need to build that mountain. We need to proactively integrate ourselves into that society that is. If I'm going to look at kingdoms right now, we're currently living in the clay and tin kingdom. Personally, yeah. I mean, there ain't a whole lot holding that thing up, and I think that's where the big rock needs to start coming and start crumbling that down and showing people that there's a certain kind of reliance we need to have on something else that is greater than humankind. Because I think too many people have gotten too comfortable with. It's pretty common to hear the phrase "follow the science" now, or follow this person because they have this accreditation. Where it's like, what does that mean? They were told by other people that is correct, but who told those people that is correct? There's a moral library that is sitting right in front of us every single day that tells us what is truly correct, and it has, like you said, rhymed repeatedly over and over and over again. And I think we've talked about this in a previous episode. I feel like the Bible is a big list of what not to do's if we want to find that utopic kind of sensation or feeling that we would have in this earthly world. And yet we're still humans, and we're still proving its point over and over and over again by following these exact same things over and over and over again.
Well, what I look at is, when I look at it in the rhyming, is God's judgment years is always very, very concise. It's very narrow. His mercy years is always wide. That's the heart of God, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so, like, for how long does he allow Israel to go astray before he slaps them back in the line, right? How long does he allow Gentiles, the church, to go astray before he slaps it back in? And so, like, and that's the thing I look at now is so from Christ's resurrection forward, what the transition happens. I mean, there's a lot of transitions that happen at the crucifixion, but as far as the way God interacts with people, it goes from being a nation, right? So no longer is it the nation of Israel that is chosen; it is the church, right? And
yeah, it is that rock that is growing.
Right, the Petros, right? And so as he, the movements that were the rhythm that was Israel moves to the church. And so start lining that up with with cultures. And so earlier started with Rome, right? Mm-hmm. And watch the church be corrected
and the civilization fall.
Right. And so where I find like hope is, okay, God, this is all for your glory. So, what would you rather? The church stay, let's be honest,
Weak.
as not as heresy ridden as it is today in Western culture, but Western culture flourishes, or the church be purified, but the result of that is Western culture falls. And God's going to be glory's going to go back to Him, right? And then when the church is purified, revival comes. That's where our heart should be, is revival, right?
Do you ever think parts of like true Western culture came from that revivalism originally?
Originally, yeah. But then the rhythm happens.
Yeah.
We move away from it.
Yes, I agree. It stinks that we're there.
I'm excited about it.
Yes, but being a man that's living in this world, not of this world.
I've seen
tough.
God move more, at least in my life and in those around me, in the last year and a half than the previous 38 years of my life. But granted,
old.
the first, there's like 9 years in there where I was just an amoeba because I was a dumb little kid. But not that little kids don't have, meaning, but they're dumb.
Of course.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
I'm fired up to be on that train with you, man. I agree.
I've seen more people come to Christ. I think there's a larger Christian background now, or like a Christian belief, than there was. Now, are they following the correct path? Well, that's to be debated. I mean, there's why we have 27,000 different flavors of Christianity. But I have seen a bigger cultural sway. I don't want to say towards like Puritanism, because that's like not how I would look at it, but more of the fact of there's a reliance on a greater being.
I see God pulling the remnant of the church, the big C church, out of small C churches. And I'm seeing, in an example I'll use to show that is, so the United Methodist Church is getting ready to split again, right? Mm-hmm. And the reason being is because there are members of that church who are like, no, enough is enough. We're not going along with this woke agenda. We're not going along with all these things. And now there's pain there because you're cutting ties to relationships and all that stuff. But there is a movement to cull the church back and bring back doctrinal truth. And the remnant is getting culled out of that. And we're seeing that. We're seeing that in the Baptist church. We're seeing all these things where I think, and honestly, we're starting to see it in the Catholic church.
It's been happening in the Lutheran church for.
I've been seeing a big fall in the Catholic church for a while, though.
A big what?
Fall in the fall of congregation, fall of attendance, fall of people who claim themselves to be Catholic.
Yeah, but I'm seeing like people who are devout Catholics start to be
doubling down
and be like, okay, no, like certain things the Pope is doing is wrong.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I definitely see that.
And so I'm seeing God cull the remnant out of the false church into being the church. Now, how that manifests itself in the next 20 years, are we going to be united under one denomination again? Probably not. But what I am seeing is people of different denominations and the remnant doing ministry together, doing life together, regardless of whatever subsect of Christianity they are a part of. And to me, that's encouraging. To me, it's a sign of the times. And also, when I talk about revival, a precursor to it, because like, who wants to be attracted to a splinter group of people that hate each other, right?
Right.
And so when they start seeing the church be the church, that's what draws people in. And so I think God is going to cull and purify the church, Big C church, and then after that we'll see revival. Now, what that means for the culture around it might suck for a while. It might not. I don't know. I'm not God. But I do see God's judgment being, like, throughout history being poured, and then His glory being heightened by the revival that follows it.
Now, I would say, based on just my own observances, kind of what you're saying about the culture around it sucking for a while. I mean, the culture around it already sucks. I mean, you just look at the culture in modern day society, it's not cool. It sucks. And most of the people that are of this world and not in this world,
Of this world, not in this world?
Yeah. Or in this world, not of this world. They suck. They suck.
People suck. Yeah.
They care about themselves, their status, everything else more than anything. They put themselves on this godlike pedestal. I'm seeing, just in my own personal observation, I'm seeing a lot less care of that and more care of giving that credit to God, giving that thanks to God, giving that community to, we're going to spend time with this kind of community. And I've kind of noticed there's a I don't want to say causation and correlation, but people that are materialistic, people that care about what is in this world, they tend to have more depression, anxiety, mental disorder, feelings of hatred, feelings of guilt. And I'm starting to see this change with this revitalization that you're seeing. There's certain groups of people who just happen to be Christians who have this calmness about them, this joy, this...
I won't say they just happen to be Christians. I'd say it's because they are.
I'm getting to that point.
Okay.
Yeah. The conclusion would be they're putting something above themselves. They're putting God above themselves. They're putting Jesus above themselves. They're putting the Savior of us beyond what humans are capable of doing.
Right.
Because that's what the truth is. And letting go of that just in our own little minuscule brains, like, I have no control.
Yeah.
That thought of control stresses me out, even as a business owner. So when I try to micromanage every little thing, I'm not wired or built to do that. None of us are. God is the only one that has that true ability. And I've just noticed people who follow down a certain path are seeing this misery, this hate, this everything else. And then others who aren't tend, not 100%, there's exceptions to rules, but they tend to be far more fulfilled, happy, and finding that peace in life. Yeah. So where you're excited about this, I could go talk to someone that listens to E-Entertainment News every single night, and they're like, the world's falling apart. This is terrible. I don't know what we're going to do. But I've seen a lot in our community, a big revitalization of, it's okay. It's not in our hands, and that's okay. We're going to be just fine. We're going to get through this.
It makes so much sense that, revival comes after like these low points, right? Because, if you go to Matthew 5, right, like the greatest sermon ever given, the Sermon on the Mount, and that's also the greatest Bible study I've ever been through in my life. And it absolutely changed me, but like when you become fully aware of like you're flawed, that you're not the God of this universe, that you're not even the God of your own life, and you realize that you are absolutely just like, almost dropped the F-bomb there. You're totally screwed, without a Savior, and Beatitude 1, man, blessed are the poor in spirit. It takes a long time to get to that point where you realize, oh shit, I'm poor in spirit, and I need a Savior, for goodness sake. And that's when revival comes, and that's when your faith grows, man. And that's when you start to have a personal relationship with Jesus that just turns into like a comfort and a peace in the midst of all this crap. I mean, the world's literally like burning around us, right? And we're all going, well, this is in the book, man. This is coming. Big deal.
It's happened before,
God's in charge. And I'm glad I'm not in control, because I'd mess it all up too. I thank God I have a Savior who knows exactly what's good for me, and that's what's coming, period, for me.
But it's not getting messed up, because
it's His plan.
It's His plan. I mean, the only thing that's messing anything up is the fact that us humans think that we have the ability to control anything.
Yeah. I can control the weather and stuff, man. Did you know that?
Well, if you could have done it, why haven't you made it rain for Aaron?
Yeah.
Jerk. Yeah, I mean,
why haven't you given me more hailstorms from the east instead of the west, so I can double up my work?
Oh, yeah, that would have been nice too.
Jeez.
No, it's, but and I'm not saying that the cycle, and I'm excited because I know God's got big things planned, means that I just sit and enjoy the ride. Because we're not called to do that. We're not called just to enjoy the ride. We have responsibilities.
Sure.
And if we were called to enjoy the ride, we'd be hanging out with Joel Osteen right now, just enjoying that prosperity.
And even while we're on this ride, we're still gonna we're humans. We're gonna falter, and we're gonna be like, we might even get angry with God and be like, why is this happening to me? but you're going to come back to your faith, and you're going to realize.
Yeah. I mean, there's days I might
He's
be
got
like,
you.
like stupid air with no rain in it.
Yeah,
I feel like
dumb.
that ain't God's fault. Okay, this is a fallen world. We got all kinds of problems here. If you're looking for problems, you're in the right spot here on earth.
I feel like the one true moral virtue that I can get from the military, and we're kind of alluding to it right now, is like getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. Like it's
Embrace
not
the suck.
Embrace the suck.
Yeah.
It's about to happen. Enjoy it. It's about to happen.
Yeah, and we still have like a responsibility to be engaged in society, to be engaged with people, to be engaged with speaking truth and fighting against evil, protecting innocence,
Love our neighbors.
all these things.
Even love Democrats.
Yeah, all three of them
All three.
in my sphere.
I saw them at the county fair. All three of them.
Yeah,
They were sitting at a booth all by themselves.
and so, but we got to fight. We got to fight against, like groomers and all this kind of stuff. And we've got to stand for truth. We've got to protect innocence. We've got to do all this stuff. But we do know that, I can't remember what movie it is now. But, this idea of like, I'm going to go stand here. And if I die, I die. Right. Like, because just as when I look at the cycle of the world, I know, like, like God's going to do great things through this. And it might suck for a while. And there's going to be a generation or three that has to endure the wrath of judgment. But then there's another 1,000 generations of those who are God's mercies upon. And so, like, we'll see that. But that's also true in my own, like, personal life. And, like, there's times that I do dumb stuff and I have to face God's judgment for that. But I all know in the end that I am secure through Christ in my salvation. And so if I die to life, right?
Amen.
Which means I'm going to eternity. Like,
I've also seen God's mercy in just the way we live nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we are the most convenience living society to
It's
ever.
It's 110,000 degrees outside, and it's
70
decent
in
down
this.
here. Yeah.
It's 70 in the bunker.
Beautiful
Yeah.
in the bunker.
Like,
So-
yeah. I mean, I have, compared to my forefathers, I have.
You have forefathers.
Yes. With an E. With an E.
Oh,
F-O-R-E.
Forefathers.
They were really bad at golf. I have nothing to complain about.
No. Like, how many of us have, like, grandparents? I mean, we all have grandparents or had. But, like, my grandpa, so, when, like, I see him around the farm, he'll always has stories of the old days, and he'll be like, oh, yeah, back, when I was your age, we were harvesting Milo in these open cab tractors and
Milo.
the dust. And, like, by the end of the day, like, we couldn't even, like, we'd just be wiping our faces off and we were just
And it'd be
black as the
itching and
night.
swelling.
Yeah. And then he always says, those were the days. I'm like, were they? Were they really the great days?
I mean, but you look at it compared to now, we have so much convenience. It's
People were
become
happier then.
way happier, but they had fulfillment.
People were happier during the Great Depression than they are now.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm getting. They had a goal and they had fulfillment. We are a bunch of goalless, soulless beings
We lack
walking around.
what? We talk about
Purpose.
Purpose. Yes. It's like these episodes just keep coming back up.
I mean, it's like it rhymes. It doesn't
like-
repeat,
This is
but
not
it rhymes.
This is not
Yeah.
rocket science at all.
It's either that or we're like dogs that return to their own vomit. So-
All I'm saying is the Bible's done a pretty good job of telling me that there's something that goes around and around and around and around, and we keep talking about it like that.
Yeah.
Monkeypox.
Nothing new under the
It goes
sun.
around and around and around. Once it's in the culture.
Once it hits Alaska, that's when we know we're in
Oh,
trouble.
man.
Oh man.
We're gonna have Balto coming back.
Balto.
Yeah,
Actually, Balto was he stole the glory from the real hero.
he did.
Yes.
Yes, there was a great movie about that.
Ben, who's the real hero of the serum run?
Dude, I don't even know what you're talking about.
What?
I'm serious.
You haven't watched what's the movie with Willem Dafoe?
I want to say Hidalgo, but that's the horse.
No,
It's,
that's Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah. So
Boondock
Balto and the real one was
Not Spider-Man or Spider-Man 2.
Oh my gosh, this is
But yeah, Balto does steal it because there's somebody that gets there actually.
so. Yeah, Balto's is the dog who made the last
talking about
leg.
the
dog
Iditarod
movie.
leg, yeah.
Okay.
What is the real? Oh my gosh,
Willem Dafoe was in it. It was about that, the whole
I know.
smallpox delivery.
It's really good.
It's a very good movie. We were just talking about it a couple
wasn't-
episodes ago.
It wasn't smallpox. It was dip that.
Iditarod.
Togo.
Thank you, Togo.
Togo.
Apparently, this is another movie I need to watch.
Yeah.
Well, it's a
when you go
Disney
home,
movie, so I
finish
don't
it.
know.
It's the last good Disney movie that's been made.
All right, I'll give you that.
Disney.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Wait,
It's not woke at all.
was Monsters Inc. made after that or before that?
Oh, way before that.
That's fair. Monsters Inc. too.
Togo came out like 2 years ago.
That's right.
Yeah. Togo was one of the very first Disney Plus movies.
That's right.
Yeah. It's really good.
It is a very
And
good
it deals
movie.
with the smallpox.
It's not smallpox. It's a different.
But it's a vaccination
Monkeypox?
delivery.
It's a true story.
It is a true story.
Go watch it
Okay.
and then come back and report next time.
Did he just like keep pulling the sled for 2 weeks to flatten the curve, or what did he do?
More
No.
than 2 weeks.
So this dog in Musher, is that what you call it?
Yes.
Okay. They like ran like half of the entire like circuit.
Iditarod thing.
It's not that Iditarod because that's
Iditarod is what mimics that.
yeah.
That's the whole point of it.
But and then Balto made the last one to save all these children that he needed saving.
It's just like the relief pitcher in a baseball game where you can have a guy closing out for 7 innings and then a relief comes in and gets all the credit.
Yeah.
It's BS.
It's bullcrap.
How about those middle relievers though? They're just really like
No, they're
like the last guy on the bench.
They're only good in high school. That's the only time it matters because you don't really have a middle reliever in pro. There's a reason why they're pro. You have starters and reliefs.
you got guys that come in set up the.
yeah, you got
If you have a really, really
But-
rough day,
you remember you got
And you got
starters,
Mariano Rivera come in.
you got starters, you got middle relievers, you got late relievers, and then you have setups, and then you have closers.
Aroldis Chapman and Randy Johnson, ultimate relievers, right there.
But Randy Johnson is the only pitcher to be like an all-star in all three phases.
Of course he is. Of course he is. He's the one freak of nature pitcher. Like, it doesn't matter what team you loved, you always loved Randy Johnson.
Oh, Randy,
The unit.
Great.
The unit.
That's
The big unit.
He is to pitching what Michael Jordan is to basketball.
Of course. of
Remember when he
course, without a
vaporized
doubt.
that bird?
Yeah, he made a bird look like my shotgun does.
Yes.
There's nothing left.
Man, baseball's such a good game.
It's such a good game.
It's a great game.
Great game.
It's the best game.
So, who's your favorite three pitchers today to watch? Just to sit and watch
DeGrom
Craft.
because he throws so hard.
DeGrom is nice.
The Grom's nice. I like Jake Arrieta a lot, and but I'm a Cubbies guy.
Dude, if I go
New
way
York
back
Mets, Clayton Kershaw,
Yeah.
oh,
though, yeah,
dude's a freak.
I like Kershaw. I like Kershaw, DeGrom, and yes, I am a Braves fan, but
But you like Jake Arrieta.
no.
you talking about '80s Braves when you go
No,
way back?
today.
Okay,
I love watching Max Fried work because he's not perfect yet. He's still getting better.
It's a progression story.
And so like I can tell within the first inning if he's on or not for the night. Like Kershaw's always on.
yeah, but so like to me that would be like Sammy Sosa. I was watching Sammy Sosa when I was a little kid progress to his peak.
Cheating.
cork bats.
Cork bats.
To his as a lot of anime people would like to say, Ultra Instinct, Super Saiyan form, which was a corked bat. But yeah, Jason Giambi and Mark McGuire the same way, and Jose Canseco. You get to watch these guys progress to this peak,
Oh, man.
and then it's like once they hit that peak, all they can do is artificially enhance their performance. And so I got to watch Sammy Sosa do that when I was growing up for about 5-6 years. And then
Right.
I that's the first time I experienced Never Meet Your Heroes because I watched it on live TV as a broken bat. Ruined my entire perception of Sammy
And his
Sosa.
head literally became too big for any helmet made.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
True. So Louis, you're old.
I am.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say pitchers, and I thought you were gonna go back to the old Braves days.
Oh, like the old
Because I think of like
Smoltz and
I think of
Maddox?
like a Maddox who probably never threw over 90 in his whole life.
No,
But,
but he could throw a
painting
jump.
corners, keeping people off balance.
work east to west.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
If I'm thinking, then I'm thinking the kid.
What were
from
you
the
gonna?
Cubs.
What were you gonna ask me? Sorry.
As I say, who are your favorite three pitchers of all time that you've seen play?
To who I've seen play.
Yeah, it'd be lie, but you watched them. You watched them.
I mean,
whether in person.
I liked Ryan. I mean, I just saw the other day, like yesterday, I think was the anniversary of him, of what is his name, Robin Ventura getting 6 hits off of Ryan in one inning, 6 to the face as he charged him. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was 1983 or something like that. Man, who else? I like some of the reading about some of the old stuff. Like I love I read about Satchel Paige. Like his final, MLB game, he was like 59, and he went like 3 or 4 scoreless innings.
Isn't that crazy?
I mean that's amazing, dude.
Yeah.
For an arm to hold up that long.
I won't even be able to throw that
now,
far. When I'm
like
59.
you're getting Tommy John's at like 23.
Yeah, if you hit 30 as a pitcher, you won.
So do you think that we're really
we're way off.
yeah,
here.
that's fine though. But do you think that we have so many soft tissue injuries? So that's Tommy John's in baseball, in football it's
ACL tears,
Yep.
MCL tears.
Because we've got nutrition down to such a science that we are overloading what the body's supposed to have for muscle mass.
I think we're missing
Probably.
the mark on what we need. I think we're so focused on a certain few things, we're overcorrecting in certain areas and undercorrecting where we need to be. So instead of we're hyper focusing on protein, lower carbs, like minimizing body fat, increasing muscle structure, we're not talking about hydration. We're not talking about tendon tension. We're not talking about synovial fluids getting to certain joints like our knees. We're not talking about knees over toes. We're not talking about all those things anymore. We're just focused on what's going to get us the maximum output for the shortest amount of input.
Right now.
See, when I go back and look at footage from 80s, 90s, right? There's very few cut dudes playing sports.
Exactly. That's my whole point.
True.
We're not focused on the grand design of the guy. We're focused on, you look at a fullback now. What does a fullback need to have? Big shoulders, big butt.
Who has fullbacks?
In football, I'm talking
Nobody has fullbacks anymore. It's all speed.
But
yeah,
Yeah, it's just like
you need
throw
a
the ball
you
deep.
need a stocky build
Throw it short.
middle linebacker. What do you need for a middle linebacker? A 2.4 that can run a 4.4, or 240 that can run a 4.4, or a 260 that can run a 4.4.
Yeah, that's a load.
A lightning fast, huge human being. But what goes away with that? Ligaments, joints, things like that. The things that we're not even worried about. We're worried about hamstrings. We're worried about glutes. We're worried about speed and power. But we're not worried about the things that create that speed and longevity.
Yeah, I mean, think about it.
Randy Johnson was not a ripped dude.
No.
He was flexible.
Well, go back to even if you're saying football, Bo Jackson, probably
He hurt himself into retirement.
right, but probably one of the strongest probably the strongest runner
Of
in
all
NFL
time.
history, right?
Of all time.
Just a freak.
But if you look at him during those days, he's
big.
but he's not
shredded.
he's not shredded.
But
Yeah.
no strong man ever has been shredded.
No. Well, you still watch strongman competitions today. They're not.
They're not shredded. And there's a reason for it. We need those extra parts, those extra components that God had given us for a reason.
Yeah.
And we're
Well,
trying to eliminate that, but we're trying to play God.
I
We're
just
trying
think
to
about
say,
even in high school. When I was in high school, there's nobody had six pack.
No.
No.
And
So
the
you guys
biggest,
are-
scariest guy had a keg with a few indentions that said, I have the ability to have a six pack if I want it, but I'm here to kick ass and take names.
And he's he's leg pressing 1,000 pounds.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, that's weird.
It wasn't until the
Sidetrack.
steroids came, which, to be fair, we are asking ungodly things out of certain athletes nowadays.
And
That's-
getting them ungodly money too. So
Yeah.
But it doesn't surprise me in the slightest bit that we're using performance enhancing drugs to create those results. We're asking for it because entertainment is not enough for us anymore. Watching a guy hit a 370-foot home run is par for the course now.
No doubt. Now it's
Where when Mark McGuire, Jose Canseco, all those other guys were crushing them at 385, 376, all those numbers, that was amazing. Now we're are they going to hit 420 or not?
yeah, with one hand.
With one hand.
crazy.
But we also juice the balls now too. I mean, that's been a talk. There's a corked balls and things like that. We are asking for unrealistic expectations. We're trying to play God in certain sports.
Hey, the cool thing is this is the last year of the shift, so next year will be a lot of scoring.
We'll see.
Well,
We'll see.
they probably won't.
Right.
But it would be if we could go back to small ball. I miss small ball in baseball.
You don't want to just see bombs all the time.
No, I hate the home run.
Honestly,
out.
bombs get old. Bombs
Yeah.
get old. If you can watch a good blooper, a good pop right over second, and then
Two
get
bloops in a blast.
yes,
Yes.
You want to hear something funny?
or a dude just hitting a rope right down to the pitcher and then still managing to get on. It's borderline a sack bunt. That's showing athleticism. That dude can run like lightning.
Right.
I coached Henry, my 16-year-old now, for the last 8 or 9 years in baseball. I always taught him to try to hit lasers. I taught him to try to hit the ball at third base side a lot. Kid batted great for years and years and years. Maintained great averages, RBIs, productive on the bases. Hitting hard ground balls or hitting line drives over the shortstop. Right. Later on in I think 7th and 8th grade, start taking him to a pro hitting coach. What's the guy do?
Launch angle.
Tells me everything I did was wrong. Yeah, we finish up, launch angle. We hit bombs to deep, and I go, and I just felt like an idiot. Like, I've been teaching him wrong for 8 years,
but you haven't.
And he goes, well, let's just think about fun here. He goes, Henry. He goes, would you rather go 3 for 10 with 10 really hard ground balls hit, or would you rather go 1 for 10 and every ball hit to the warning track or out?
See, but that's emotions over fact.
Henry's a smart kid and goes, I'd rather bat 300. And he goes, wrong. He goes, you were having the most fun in your life when you were a little kid blasting the ball off the tee in the air. He goes, just have fun. And
I had the most fun in my life when I won.
That's right.
Exactly.
Not
losing
when I
sucks.
Losing sucks.
Yeah, hate losing.
If you have that coach, fire that coach. I mean, if you have anybody who's listening to us, if you're in Pennsylvania, Nebraska, God forbid Iowa, fire that coach. Kick him off your team. If that guy's saying hit him out to the warning track but get pop flies every single time, fire that guy.
Wow, we are really off topic.
Good stuff still came from that coach.
No, fire him.
Henry learned to hit the ball hard. He was a dead pull hitter, and he learned to just be on time more and easy with the swing. And he started hitting bombs, always barreling the ball. A lot of stuff going into right center.
But that's like a lot like saying Muslims believe in a God, but they don't believe that Jesus is the Savior. They've got a few good talking points.
Oh, man.
A few good talking points, but they're still missing the mark.
I'm with you on that.
The goal is to bring your brother home.
Exactly. Thank you.
All right. Lewis,
baseball and Christianity, I feel like they go hand in hand.
That's right. Lewis, closes some
It's
prayer.
God's sport.
We gotta go.
I'll try. Lord, thank you for hanging with us this whole hour and a half here, or whatever it's been. We thank you for being here. We pray that what you wanted to be said was said. Most of all, Lord, we pray that you would just bring us, our brothers and sisters, our families, and all those listening close to you, realizing that you are the way, that what we go through here on earth is meant to teach us, meant to guide us, and ultimately for our good. And we just ask that you would bring us home to heaven, and everybody that we touch who can hear this, we ask that for them. We ask that in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. All right, guys, thanks for joining us on this ridiculous episode.
Nothing wrong with this. This was a good
catch you
episode.
next time on the Manhood Need podcast. No, it is ridiculous.
Hitting bombs.
I hit bombs.
It was fun. It was fun.
All over the court.
We need that every once in a while.
Every now and then. Lewis,
Bye, everybody.
Vincent, come back.